Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, it is Breakfast Bites with Brigitte. Instead of a Lunch and Learn series, I have been doing a Breakfast Bites series. Again, my name is Brigitte Brown Jackson. I am a behavior wealth strategist. I am the founder of Exponential EduVentures. We're a consulting firm where we help leaders develop and grow their talent. We love to brag and say that we help people keep their profits in their coffers. Yes. And we make sure that people are being more have more productivity. I have an issue with talking sometimes in the morning. I don't know why, because I've been up, you guys, since 3 a.m. All right. So again, yes, that's my daily routine. Listen. Coming here a little bit late. I apologize. I'm in a different time zone and had to take care of some things, but I'm coming live. As you can see, I'm not in my home office. So you see that I am dedicated to making sure that you get these leadership tips. Listen. You're going to love this one today. You're going to absolutely love this one today. So today we're going to be talking about none other than, let me give you the other page first. We've been doing all of these marvelous people. And today we're going to be doing Robert Abbott. We're doing him because he was the founder of the Chicago Defender. If you all don't know about him, you better make sure you share this with somebody else, okay? Because Mr. Abbott was absolutely amazing. I wanted to share about him because the Chicago Defender, it's kind of a little near and dear to me, but also I wanted to share because of the fact that, listen, I'm an Illinoisan. I was born in Illinois. Hey, yes. So I had to move that bar away from my mouth so y'all could see me. You could see me smiling and see me excited and happy again to share about this marvelous man. So we said we're going to be in here, if this is your first time, 5 minutes was my goal at the beginning, and there end up being about 8 minutes long, 7 to 8 minutes long, and so we won't be with you long, but again, indulge us. Abbott founded the Chicago Defender in 1905, over 100 years ago, almost 100 and a quarter. Listen, he founded it. You know how much money? 25 cents, an investment of 25 cents. He was able to start his own newspaper. And here's what happened. He was able to do that because of the fact that he had a law degree. Education was very important to him, just like it was to his parents, because his parents were born enslaved. And so he, as well as his parents, had a focus on education. But here's the thing that made him such a trailblazer. When he had difficulties trying to establish a law firm and really go into the legal field, he found another way to be able to be a defender. Hence, you hear the word, Chicago Defender. He was able to be a defender. And so we pay homage to him today because of all of the exploits that he was able to do. He was born in 1870. He died in 1940. And again, because of the harsh realities of racial segregation and discrimination, he was able to maneuver around that despite the system that was set up to have barriers. He was able to go around that and not allow adversity to stop him from being the great man that he was. And so here's one of the things about him that was just truly amazing. He recognized the power of the press as a tool for social change, and he used his platform to advocate for civil rights, challenge racial injustices, and celebrate the achievements of other Black Americans. And so he was, again, true to his calling. And so I love it. And so through the pages of the Chicago Defender, he was able to galvanize the community, help in so many different ways and everything. And again, be have a milestone in history even now. And so we can learn a lot from his leadership. So let's get into that. 3 things that we can learn from his leadership is that he was fearless. He was fearless about his entrepreneurship. Again, like I said, his desire was to start his own law practice. But when that didn't pan out, he said, pivot. Yes, we're going to pivot. We're not going to stop the dream, but we're going to pivot. We're going to defend, again, the name, Chicago Defender. We're going to defend, but we're going to defend in a different way. Not in a court of law, but in the minds of people by being able to stop some of the other propagation that was going on by having a different narrative. Like literally, love the dream of this man. He was bold. He was creative, again, in journalism, and he demonstrated a transformative impact that, again, affected the community because he had fearless leadership. He was an absolute change agent. He amplified the marginalized voices. So those that didn't have a voice, he was able to give them a voice. Think about what happened with him. He was not able to get that law practice off. So his voice, instead of having it marginalized, instead of having his voice squashed, he decided to use his voice in a different way. He decided to defend in a different way. And so he gave marginalized voices their perspective. And then through the newspaper, he was able to amplify, again, the Black voice, right? And then he had a commitment to his community. That's very important. As leaders, our goal is to make sure that we impact our community. What we do is not about just us. It's not about just us. If we are not doing things to clearly be able to support other people and make sure that that is the heart of our work, we might need to look at our work and it might be in vain. Now, we can be selfish in growing and developing ourselves, but we cannot be selfish in not allowing our talents and skills to help other people. That's the very definition of emotional intelligence. So if we're emotionally intelligent, we're going to, again, self-regulate through self-awareness, but we're also going to be able to impact with social, we're going to be able to impact with social and emotional empowerment through, again, effective communication and everything, right? We have to make sure that we're doing that. And then last but not least, I love to give you those 3 tips as we get ready to go out here. How can you use this knowledge? I'm glad you asked. Say, thank you, Brigitte. Yes. So first thing we can do is embrace innovation. He had to pivot. He spent money going to school to be a lawyer, but he had to pivot, and he pivoted, and it worked out for him. Can you imagine starting a business less than $1? Yes. All right. So he had to pivot. And number 2, we want to make sure that we're champions of DEI. In other words, diversity, equity, and inclusion. He fostered a culture of diversity. And within our organizations, we need to make sure that we recognize the strengths that come from embracing the different perspectives and experiences that everybody brings to the table. And then last but not least, number 3, and I want you to hear me on this one. I'm sorry, we're going to go over a little bit. We're over 8 minutes right now, but indulge me because I'm about to preach. I'm a preacher on top of being an educator and a consultant. Listen, everybody has a voice. I need you to use your voice for the good. As a leader, use your platform to influence and to advocate for positive change and for social justice, but also just leveraging your voice to be that. I said yesterday on something that I was on, if we're silent, silence is kind of agreement, whether you think it or not. So if you're seeing things happen and you don't speak up, it's just like you're agreeing with the people, the dominant that are instilling injustice, right? So Exodus 18:24 talks about Moses, right? And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, is telling him, listen, these people are too many for you. Moses had over 2 million people that he was leading. He said, they're too many for you. I need you to make captains. And from among them, I need you to appoint leaders over thousands, leaders over hundreds, leaders over 50s, and leaders over 10. Listen, when we use our voice, we're being that. So whether you're a leader of 10, and that might be just you and your household, you and your immediate family, or you might actually have direct reports. whoever you have an influence. Use your influence for the good. That's what happened with Robert Abbott. He used his influence for the good, and today the Chicago Defender is still going on. Listen, you have a choice. All right, I'm out of time. Hey, everybody, my name is Brigitte Brown Jackson. Again, I'm a behavioral wealth strategist. I love talking all things behavior, and I love, most of all, people understanding there's wealth rather in your behavior. Get your team right, get your leadership right, and if you're an individual, get you right. Bye. See you tomorrow.